Hello and welcome, I'm Anders, and today I'll be reviewing the game Guns N' Robots. The game is being developed by Masthead Studios and is running on the Unity engine. It's a third-person arena shooter which focuses on team-based gameplay where you have to work together to solve objectives. The game also features the ability to construct your very own robot, which you can use in the arena fights. There's a wide variety of different parts that you can use to create your robot, and this makes every robot you meet pretty unique. The game was first officially announced on the 17th of July 2012 and it went into open beta on January 2013. When you first enter the game, you're greeted with a tutorial. You can either choose to skip it or to play through, although it doesn't actually seem to work yet, unfortunately. But after that, you'll find yourself in the garage, and this is where all the good stuff happens. Here you can custom tailor a robot to your liking, and there is a ton of different customization options. At first you do start out with a fully functional BattleBot, but you will soon want something better. And to do this you'll need credits. And credits are the currency in Guns N' Robots, and they're used for pretty much everything. You buy parts, weapons, ammunition, and even icons with credits. Everything is bought from the store, and the prices range from a few thousand credits to more than 100,000. If you don't have the money for a specific item, you can choose to rent it for 10% of the price. This will give you access to it for about 3 days, and once this time is over, the item is removed again. It's a pretty nice feature, which makes it possible for you to switch out parts a lot. If you want to get more credits, you will need to do battle in the arena. But before we start talking about that, I want to go over the modules. Before you can make a robot with other parts than the ones on your first bot, you'll need to make modules. Modules are basically parts put together so that you can build with them. For example, you can't build if you just have chassis. You'll need to add a motor before you can actually use the chassis on a robot. All this is done at the workbench, and this is slightly confusing and it isn't really explained very well in the game. But this might have something to do with the lack of a functional tutorial. Once your robot is ready, you can go battle in the arena. Once you've hit the battle button, you'll be sent into a lobby, and finding a game does take quite a while because the player base is slightly lower than it should be. But luckily there's a fun little mini game that you can waste the time with. When you get into a game, you'll have to work with your team to either do the objectives or destroy the enemy team. The graphical style here is slightly reminiscent of Borderlands in some parts, which is actually quite nice, and all in all the maps look pretty good. The gameplay itself is mostly run and gun, but the games are kept short enough that it doesn't get boring. A game rarely takes more than 5 minutes. The game seems pretty well balanced, and if you're unable to defeat the enemies, you can always just choose to go for the objectives. Now on to the verdict. To be honest, I quite like the game. It does look pretty decent, there's a bunch of customization options, and the arena games are kept nice and short, which prevents them from getting boring. The game is a bit too confusing in the beginning though, and the community is pretty much non-existent at this point. And seeing as it is an MMO, that is pretty problematic. However, for a free game, it does have its merits, and all in all, it is pretty fun. The game gets a 7 out of 10, and I do recommend you look into it. This was my review of Guns N' Robots. I hope you enjoyed it.